The New York Times just published a data point that I cannot stop thinking about. New York City as a whole only added 1,000 new jobs in the entire first half of 2025. What's up, guys? Given the fact that everyone's going to be focused on the economic symposium out in Jackson Hole this week, I wanted to hit you with a couple of game notes related to what we at Wall Street Game Notes are seeing in the economy. Our thesis is that we are currently in what we are calling the big freeze. That is to say that outside of the equity markets, the economy is frozen and has been for some time. Let's talk through a couple of macroeconomic data points to further clarify, as well as one announcement related to what we here at Wall Street Game Notes are doing to help if you feel frozen. In terms of the data, and to clarify, we think all these numbers are very much lukewarm. They're not the worst, they're not the best. That's contributing to why so much of the economy is locked up. If you look at inflation, for example, the CPI number from July was 2.7%. PPI was 3.3%. The problem is that inflation expectations are rising, which is going to contribute to a frozen economy. The jobs number, same thing. 73,000 new jobs added in July. Below expectations, but not terrible. The problem is that I'm seeing a lot of reports about how new college grads can't find a job. If you look at consumer sentiment, it's off its lows, was trending upwards, but the preliminary here in August, not looking great again. If you look at the federal funds rate, we all know that has been completely frozen. For some time now, we'll be watching for any hints in Jackson Hole this week related to a rate cut finally coming in September. The 10-year Treasury also frozen right between 4 and 4.5%. And lastly, the housing market completely frozen. There have been about half as many home sales at this point this year as there were in 2021 coming out of COVID. The good news as investors is that the stock market has been up and to the right. The problem is that 93% of stocks are owned by only 10% of Americans. So if you're using the stock market as an economic indicator, it's very important to keep that in mind, as it might not be representative of how a lot of people are feeling and living out there. In terms of the why, a lot of it has to do with AI, and we have a lot of thoughts on that, so make sure to follow if you're interested in AIs. We're constantly talking about it. There's also political and business uncertainty, really sticky inflation, as well as the national debt. Last thing, launch announcement. If you are feeling stuck, Wall Street Game Notes will be launching after-hours in-person networking events starting in September in New York City. If you're in business, tech, finance, come out, say hi, meet people, grab a drink. Go to wallstreetgamenotes.com, scroll to the bottom, after hours, put in your information, and we will keep you updated on the first meetup coming in September. Be good out there.